evening in London, but we're at Tower Gateway Station, ready to catch one of the new DLR trains that's finally entered service today. So you join me here at Tower Gateway and let's go on a ride on the new train. Just now entering the station here at Tower Gateway. So this is the route we'll be taking. On platform 2 is the train to Beckton, which is what we need, and we're currently here at Tower Gateway. We're gonna get this DLR all the way down to Beckton, and then along the way we'll just explore the new train that they've got here on the DLR. And here's the main DLR routes map. We're currently here at Tower Gateway. We'll be getting the train all the way down through Royal Albert, Beckton Park, Cyprus, and get to Beckton. I have made a big accident. So the accident is the new DLR doesn't even start at Canning. The new DLR doesn't even start at Tower Gateway. It starts all the way at Stratford International. So I came to completely the wrong area. Tower Gateway is not the place where it starts. It starts up at Stratford International to Woolwich Arsenal. It doesn't go to Tower Gateway. So now I'm having to get the tube back to Stratford. Now I have to get the underground to Stratford, and then we'll get the new DLR train. But just came completely to the wrong place. We now have to go to Stratford, which is down in East London. Let's go. Here it is, the new train. Oh wow, some new train. Wow. Here's the new train. I'll let you join me here at the rear of the train. Let's go explore all the way up to the front. This new DLR train. I'm just gonna do a little walk through on board the new train. This new train obviously has some walk-through carriages. There we go. Ow. Okay, seems like we're now ready to depart. We are now going to be exploring the whole of the train. let's now go and explore this new DLR that's just entered service today. So on these trains, you've got your turquoise colour handrails, whatever you want to call them. Same colour as the DLR, they're nice. You've also got your DLR map over here. You've got your routes and services that come on the DLR. We're currently on this branch. The branch at, well, Stratford International. Be getting the DLR down to Woolwich Arsenal. And there's only one of these trains in service at the minute. Most of the trains are currently on testing. So most of the trains on the DLR line will currently be on testing, and there's only one rare one working at the minute. Let's now go explore down the train. So on the doors you've got your open door buttons. You've got your DLR like sign here, and you've also got these information screens here. There are some new information screens on board the train. You've also got some good maquette too. This is the new maquette on DLR trains. The new maquette is called Poplar, and there's also a separate variation to the priority seat. This is what the priority seat maquettes look like on the trains, and this is your normal variants on the trains. This train is ready to depart. Now ready to leave for our journey. So excited for the ride, everyone. It's my first time on board these new Docklands Light Railway trains, and these new trains are some good trains. Now we're gonna explore the whole of the carriages. So you've got your seat separation is in between middle and here. You've got your grab poles. Let's walk down. You've also got USA charging ports here. You've got some of your new charging ports on the DLR, and here's the seat if you want to charge your phone or tablet or device, whatever. And here's the map. These weren't not on the old DLR trains. We just departed Stratford International, and we're now going to Woolwich Arsenal on board the new train. Look at the tunnels. Yeah, the tunnels are so nice. And on these new trains,
this train is for Woolwich Arsenal. The next stop is Stratford. Change stations towards Canary Wharf.
And you've got your charging ports you also have here, so as over there. And these trains are completely walk-through. You can walk through the train. This is the moving gangway part of the train to move the train. And you've got grab poles in the gangways. Let's now go down the train. You've also got this wheelchair area, a new wheelchair area they put down on the train.
This train is for Woolwich Arsenal. The next stop is Stratford High Street.
And you've also got some fold-down seats here that fold down. Yeah, these are some of your fold-down seats that you've got here on the new train. Got your speakers over here. Of your speakers. And you've also got another speaker over here. That's to play the announcements on board the train. Let's walk down into the busy carriage. Also got your moving gangways. And for some
reason...
This
train is for Woolwich Arsenal. The next stop is Stratford High Street.
And and for some reason, some of the seats that were over here got taken away. I think it's for buggy users. So the reason is that some of the seats got taken away over here. That's because whenever a buggy enters the carriage, they can put their space here, which is one of the things that they didn't have on board the old trains. There's only one of these trains operating on the network at the minute, and here we've approached Abbey Road station.
This is Abbey Road. This train is for Woolwich Arsenal. The next stop is West Ham.
So good. Yeah, it was so yeah, it was super impressed with it. To be honest, like it's just not fast. Creative. Yeah, literally. It felt like it was looking.
Right, and these door buttons here. Whoa! Train started moving. These trains really do accelerate so quickly, and those door buttons are not actually door buttons. You just touch them and the doors open, I guess. They're not door buttons. You just have to touch them and the doors open. Wow, I didn't even really know that. And by the way, it is night time, considering that now it's past 6 p.m. Yeah. And you've also got some handrails that's on every single door. Got some handrails. You've got a mini tiny white handrail over there. I don't know what that handrail is used for, but everyone just uses the normal turquoise handrails.
This is
And those red things flash up when the doors close. So as you may have seen in some footages, whenever the door opens, that light thing flashes green, and whenever the door shuts, that that light flashes red whenever the doors close. Also got, these trains accelerate so quickly. You've got your tube map over here. You've got the DLR routes map. Got a sign that says these doors will not open at some stations. Please listen for further announcements or check information displays. So basically, since this is the front carriage of the front part of the train, that at some of the stations they may have a short platform, and in that case you wouldn't be able to open the doors at every single stop.
This train is for Woolwich Arsenal. The next stop is Canning Town. Change the stations towards Bank, Tower Gateway and Beckton, London City Airport and local bus services.
And whenever there's a short platform, passengers get told to walk down the train a little bit in order to exit the doors at the stations they want. But there will always be some announcements that tells you about
This is Canning
that just
Town.
tells
This
you
train is
about
for
which
Woolwich
stations have
Arsenal.
short
The next stop
platforms
is
and which
West
stations
Silvertown.
don't have short platforms. To be honest, I really do like these new trains so much. So, now, this new train accelerates so quickly. The acceleration power on this train is just literally so strong. At the station, it doesn't even start. It just starts and just Wow, just leaves the station so quickly. But yes, for short platforms, they'll usually have an announcement telling you to walk backwards 2 carriages, and in order to exit the train at some certain stations. But there's only one of these trains in service right now, and these trains will get more and more trains during the week, and the old DLR trains will eventually soon be replaced by these new trains. And later we will be riding the old DLR train one stop just to see the differences between the old train and the new train running on the DLR. DLR, by the way, stands for Docklands Light Railway. That's what it stands for. Anyway, our next station is West Silvertown is our next stop.
This is West Silvertown. This train is for Woolwich Arsenal. The next stop is Pontoon Dock. This is Pontoon Dock. This train is for Woolwich Arsenal. The next stop is London City Airport.
This is some good maquette. The floor is also apparently nice. Yeah, got a nice clean floor. This goes down the train. We are now at London City Airport.
London City Airport. This train is for Woolwich Arsenal. The next stop is King George V.
This is London City Airport. There's nothing much really going on at London City Airport. That's London City Airport. And also, on the whole train, the floor is white, as you can see. It's white for the whole train. But did you know that at the doorway section of the train, the floor turns black? So, but for the rest of the train, the floor is white. But for the door part of the train, the floor is black. And there's another part of the train where the floor is black. Over here in the middle gangway. So in this part of the gangway, this is where the train is moving. It shakes so much. And interestingly, it's also bigger
This
than
train
the
is for
Elizabeth line.
Woolwich Arsenal. The next stop is King George V.
So this gangway is much bigger than the Elizabeth line, and this is a bit where some of the white flooring gets transferred into some black flooring again. Right, there we go. It's the middle part of the gangway. We've got handrails here. There's the gangway. Yeah.
This
Middle
is
part of
King
the
George
train where
V.
it just
This
moves.
train is for Woolwich Arsenal.
That's some really long line. That's so much of a long line from DLR to Woolwich Arsenal between King George V
The next
and
stop is
Woolwich Arsenal.
where
Thank you.
this train
Thank you,
terminates.
announcement. Anyway, On the map, it shows King George V down to Woolwich Arsenal. So long on the map. I really like this bit of the tunnel too. Flashing lights in the tunnel as you pass along on the train. And also, on these new DLR trains, you don't have any grab rails. Well, I mean, you do have these grab rails, but I mean the hanging straps. You don't have the hanging straps on these trains. You just have these handrails to hold on. And you also get a different one for the doors. And for the doors, you've got these.
The next stop is Woolwich Arsenal, where
Every
this
time
train
I
will
speak,
terminate.
the
All
announcements
change
also
for National Rail
interrupt.
and local bus services.
Okay, and as you can see, I'm sat on a priority seat. There's your priority seat here on board these new DLR train. And the priority seat has a different maquette compared to the normal maquette. We're now out of the train. Let's now explore the exterior of the train. Yes. And here's your exterior of the train. Since this train leaves in 1 minute, let's quickly look at the exterior. Destination board saying Stratford International. Got the DLR signs. Got your white doors. Then here's your wheelchair door. They've got the wheelchair icon on it. And here's the train. Yeah, it's a very good train.
Operating on the DLR. Thank you.
I'm gonna now try out the fold-down seats. Yes, these are fold-down seats. That's how the seat folds back up. Okay, so now that I've sat on board the train, now I'm just going to give you a little bit of information and some news on the new train. Okay, so now the information is, as I'm looking on my phone right now, that there's only one of these trains.
This train is for Stratford International. The next stop is London City Airport.
Let's ignore the announcement and focus on what I'm saying. So basically, what I'm saying is that there's only one of these new DLR trains working on the DLR. Eventually, they'll put more and more new trains on the DLR, and these trains will be eventually, hopefully, in 2026, on the whole of the DLR network, replacing the old train rolling stock that they currently use on the DLR. This is a brand new train.
This is London City Airport. This train is for Stratford International. The next stop is Pontoon Dock.
Okay, so in early 2026 is when these new trains will come on the whole network, but for the time being, there'll only be one train on the service right now, but there are also some other trains on the DLR network, but those trains are currently on practice test. There's no service on them, so it's only this one train that's in service at the minute. Train old DLR rolling stock on the other platform. That's the old DLR.
This is Pontoon Dock. This train is for Stratford International. The next stop is West Silvertown.
That's the Silvertown Tunnel outside. That over there, it's dark. I don't think you can easily see it, but that over there is the Silvertown Tunnel. The Silvertown Tunnel is just over there. It's so dark I don't think you'll be able to see it. And there goes an old DLR train. So the Silvertown Tunnel got built in April 2025, and these new DLR trains came out on service on October. We are now currently in October at the moment. It's a Thursday night. It's one of the weekdays, Thursday night, and yeah, just got to see if other trains like the Piccadilly line was almost gonna get its new
This
trains
train
in
is for
2024.
Stratford International.
Nor
The next stop
announcement,
is
but
Canning Town.
the new-
Change for stations
the
towards
new
Bank, Tower
Piccadilly
Gateway
line
and Beckton,
trains
London City
were meant to
Airport
come
and
out
local bus
last year,
services.
but they're apparently delayed for 2 years. Those new Piccadilly line trains won't come out till early 2026, but our new DLR trains have already came onto the network. There's a Jubilee line train behind me in the background. We're currently at Canning Town, by the way.
This is Canning Town. This train is for Stratford International. The next stop is Star Lane. Star Lane.
Our next station is Star Lane. And by the way, this train only runs on the Stratford International to Woolwich Arsenal service. It yet doesn't run on the other DLR routes. Yeah, it's only operating on the Woolwich Arsenal to Stratford International service. Actually, I've got a new idea now. We're not gonna get on the old DLR trains. Well, I've changed my plan a little bit. Now this is my plan. Instead of getting on the old DLR trains, we'll just see some DLR trains and the new one at Stratford. That's what I'm gonna do instead.
This is West Ham.
It's
This
now
train
8
is
PM and
for
it's a bit
Stratford
late
International.
right now.
The
So
next stop
instead of
is Abbey
riding
Road.
the old DLR trains, I'm just gonna get some footage of them. And I think, viewers, I think you already know what the old DLR train looks like anyway. I think you already know what the old trains look like, but these are the new trains. But if you read the old DLR trains, then you would have already known what the old DLR trains look like. I've just come out today just to get the new DLR train, but I think all of you guys already know that the old DLR trains, if you've ridden on them, you
This
have known
train
them
is for
already.
Stratford International. The next stop is Abbey Road.
DLR to Stratford International. The next station is Abbey Road. Doors will open on the left-hand side. I really like these
This
trains
is
so much.
Abbey
These are
Road.
new
This
DLR
train is
trains.
for the next stop is Stratford High Street. London
We're now
Overground,
approaching
National Rail and
Stratford.
Bus
That
Services.
only means left that we've only got one more stop left. We're now at Stratford. We've got one more stop left till... I was going to say Woolwich Arsenal, but the next stop's Stratford International. We've got one stop till we get to Stratford International.
This is
I really like these maquettes they've got on the seats. We're now leaving Stratford and our next station will be Stratford International. Let's go.
International, where this train terminates.
And on the older trains that they've currently got on the DLR, they're gonna replace everything with these new, fresh, clean, electric DLR trains. And the old DLR trains will either stay in a garage, be scrapped, or go to local museums or any museum around the country. Or it could just be held for private events. Anyway, we're now approaching Stratford International, where this train terminates. And by the way, it's so late, it's past 8 p.m. now. Yeah, that's how late it is, and it's so dark outside. Anyways, we're now going to be pulling back into Stratford International, which is where everything all started. We've now arrived back at Stratford International.
This is Stratford International. This train is for Woolwich Arsenal. The next stop is
We're now boarding the new train again. Since these green lights are still open, you can still reopen the doors. But if the green lights are not on, or if they're red lights, then you wouldn't be able to open the doors again. But since the lights are green and the circle on the door button's also green, you can just push the doors open again. Yeah. We're getting this train one stop to Stratford. We'll be getting this service one stop back to Stratford and say bye to the new trains and do a little bit of train spotting with the older trains, much older trains. And this is the new train, which is from, well, it entered service in 2025, but it was meant to enter service way earlier, back in 2024. Yeah. the front seats unfortunately been occupied, we've decided to sit all the way at the back seats. I like it where they kept the idea of people pretending to drive the DLR. They still kept this thing, which is a really good thing because so many people like pretending to drive the DLR. Also got this at the front seats of the DLR. We've got that can go up, down, up, down. Let's do it. I'm gonna be sitting at the rear seat till Stratford. And on the other side, you've got these temporary seats, but these seats won't be in use so many times because that's where the driver panel goes. In case in some situations, the driver can drive the train by opening with a key to that panel and drive the train.
For Woolwich Arsenal. The next stop is Stratford.
You can also go to the back of the train
London
and
Underground,
do your
London
recordings and
Overground,
stuff.
National Rail.
I
and
really
bus
like the
services.
tunnel. The tunnel on the DLR is so nice. And you've got a handrail there. No handrail on this side. And you've got handrails here. And you've also got a charging point at the front of the train too. But note, on that side, there is no charging point. On this side, there's a charging point. Now gonna be leaving the train. This is what the train's exterior looks like. There's the train we've been riding. Look how busy Stratford station is. Okay, so there's also another entrance exit here at Gibbons Road. This is a fresh, new, recent entrance, which I think was here for a year now, but this entrance is new. Haven't seen it before. First time I've seen the new Gibbons Road entrance. I don't exactly know how long this entrance has been here for, but you can tell me in the comments down below how long Gibbons Road entrance has been here for. Now, time to go back to seeing the old DLR trains. Some Stratford station history over here. Look how big Stratford station is. Stratford station is a really big interchange. Let's move on over to the DLR platforms.
Customer information. Folded, unfolded e-scooters and e-unicycles are available for seatbelt services.
There's also a practice train on the DLR. Here's one of the practice trains that they're doing at the moment. There's also another practice trains on the other side. Trains currently not in service. This train will not be ready to board till next week. But there's only one train in service and there's this train on practice. There's another practice train on the other side. Welcome to Stratford. And here is the old DLR trains. There's someone currently driving this. These are the old DLR trains that currently run on the DLR network. These trains will be gone by early 2026, and the new trains would have already replaced the old ones. But here's an old train in action. There's also one on the other side. It's one of the old ones. The busy Stratford station. Now it's time to go do the ending shot of the video. I hope you did like this video, exploring the new trains and seeing the old train in action. I hope you did like this video. Okay, so now it's time for the ending of the video. I hope you did like those new trains on the DLR, as well as seeing the old DLR train and seeing a new DLR train in action. DLR stands for Docklands Light Railway. I hope you did like this video. Please like, subscribe, comment, share. Now it's the ending of the video. Thanks for watching. See you guys at another video.